You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
Let the hallelujah chorus commence, because tonight was the Damien Sandow show on SmackDown. Welcome, everybody. Bingers for doing, and we are here doing another SmackDown AfterBuzz for you tonight. I am Christian Rosenberg, holding it down, but as always, not doing it alone. Across the table for me, I got Mr. Rome Moore. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, doing good.
All right, and
Friday, man.
it is Friday, and next to Rome, wearing my shades, is Miss Kaori Takee, who I'm giving permission to wear the shades because last week on this show, Kaori had the balls to say that the main event of Battleground would end in a draw, and that's exactly what happened.
That is what happened. That is the show of a true champion, because I was the only one. I should be holding that title, and Showtime Josh will not find it in the house shortly.
Wow.
Yes, Josh Paget did win the title. He was literally a second away from a perfect score, so you do have to give him credit for that.
I was right on his
You were right on the tail. You both ended 7 out of 9. We don't have to talk about my score.
Yeah. What did
Yeah.
you say? Bellas? Is that what you picked?
No, I picked AJ.
You picked AJ?
We've all done surprise things. I know
Yeah,
Kathy
that's
picked
true.
R-Truth.
Yes, she did.
Let's not talk about that.
Well, guys, this week's SmackDown hailed from Columbus, Ohio, and on the heels of the controversial Battleground, and with Monday Night Raw, which we saw Big Show knock out Triple H, which we then saw twice on this program, we had no Daniel Bryan, no Randy Orton, no Shield, no Big Show, no Triple H, no Miz, no Cena, no Ziggler. Should I continue?
No Cesaro.
No Cesaro, which was all that Kaori cares about.
Oh, Yoshitatsu.
No
No
Yoshitatsu, which
no
is a
AJ.
shock. A shock. Oh no. Well, AJ's
AJ.
actually,
right.
AJ's recovering from a concussion. AJ got a concussion at the
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
What?
Poor girl.
I'll be right back.
Whatever, you had 6 divas
just
to
playing.
talk about.
And we will.
Yeah.
And we will talk
Yeah.
about them. But yeah, so SmackDown kicks off with quick video recap of what happened at Battleground and on Raw with Triple H, Big Show, Orton, and Daniel Bryan. So we have that few-minute recap to kick off SmackDown. And then Vickie is walking to the ring to start off SmackDown. And then we cut to another recap from Raw. So within the first 5 minutes of SmackDown, we had 2 recaps this week. And that main recap was acknowledging the fact that in 2.5 weeks or something like that, at Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, Alberto Del Rio will defend the World Heavyweight title against the returning John Cena.
Yeah, I thought this guy was going to be gone for a while.
He was supposed to be gone for 6 months, and he will be back in 2.
Yeah, see.
That is just a mark.
How?
He's John Cena.
But it's like almost physically impossible. Aquaso on Raw, who's like a physical therapist who deals with things like this, he's like, that's if the injury was as serious as we were all told it was, then it's
not-
physically
yeah.
impossible.
Yeah, I don't know. Like John Cena, he was doing a lot of rounds of interviews, and he was just saying that he's just ready for it, and he's going to be as chip as ever and as strong as ever. So, I don't know.
He must have been hanging out with Kobe.
Must have been going to that whatever
Yeah.
doctor that Kobe goes to overseas.
Over in Germany, drinking his Kobe juice.
Well, Vickie's on the microphone talking about how this past Monday Night Raw was an atrocity with Triple H getting knocked out, and she's quickly interrupted by Alberto Del Rio, who's coming down there and he's telling her, you can't make me defend the title against John Cena. And Del Rio tries to do kind of what we saw on Raw, do a little of the Latino flirtation to see if he can woo Vickie to change her mind. And Vickie This might have been one of my all-time favorite Vickie Guerrero segments.
That backfired for him right away because Vickie owned it.
Vickie did great at this.
She was so good today.
So
I love her.
Vickie was like, "Well, if you want me to reconsider, then kiss me." And the crowd had like a confused applause to it. It's like, yeah, do we have to see it?
Am I happy for this?
Come on, you guys would want to see it.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
That's kind of a blow, isn't it?
the way it evolved, I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Del Rio starts by just giving her a quick little peck on the cheek. And then Vickie says, "No, on the lips," and does like the MySpace duck lip face.
Oh, God.
She poked him out.
So then Del Rio, with great hesitation, does a super quick peck on the lips. And then she goes, "Don't kiss me like a gringo. Kiss me like a Mexican."
I liked that.
She did say that.
She definitely said that. I almost felt offended by that.
You did?
I did. I cried a little on the inside.
Because gringos can't kiss?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can very well.
I would have to agree, so, you know.
That's not a reference to me, by the way. I just want to make sure everyone's aware of that.
I am staying quiet. Well, I mean, because then she gave a shout out to the French by saying like French people.
And they
right
also
after
can
that.
kiss, you know.
Yeah. After Del Rio dipped her
Yeah.
for a Mexican kiss, apparently, she then asked him to kiss him like the French. And Vickie's like, no. I'm just kidding about that. But you know what? I want you to kiss something else. I'm like, this isn't TVPG at
And it
all.
got even better.
And then she turned with some really awkward look on her face. It was like, kiss this. And she's pointing to her buttocks.
And she wiggled her buttocks.
Yeah.
Her buttocks.
I don't get AJ, but I get that.
Wiggle.
Yeah, you know, at least she didn't start twerking.
Right.
That might be next.
So Vickie's like, do you get my point? The answer is no. You will defend your title against John Cena. And then out comes Damien Sandow. It's like, well, we know he's the World Heavyweight title Money in the Bank holder, but he is also a heel. Mm-hmm. And he's interrupting two heels arguing.
Yep.
This is getting interesting.
Now we
Yeah,
have three heels in the ring, or do we?
There's a lot of that kind of stuff on this show.
It was a lot of, what's
shading.
going on? Because
A lot of shading.
Sandow in this promo was slowly turning face, where, you know, he's apologizing to Vickie for how Del Rio was trying to manipulate her. And he's like, you know what I find attractive, like your intellect and, your ability to manipulate others or all that stuff. And Del Rio doesn't want to be in a match with Cena because he knows that he'll lose. Just like he'll beg you not to let me cash in my Money in the Bank contract because he'll know he'll lose. It's like, wow, this is very baby face of Damien Sandow here. And Vickie sets up a match later tonight for Del Rio and Sandow.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, let's see. We'll see how that goes. And we get it a little later on in the night. But before that, we have a match for the Intercontinental Championship. As Curtis Axel defended against R-Truth in a rematch from Battleground.
What a surprise. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you sounded very sincere when you said that.
See our excitement over here?
Yeah.
This match was just like the Battleground match.
Or just like last week's match or the week before, too? Yes?
Yeah.
Corey, tell me how you really feel about this.
I'm just saying that after a while, just like Miley's twerking, I'm kind of sick of it.
We were talking about Miley's twerking before we went on the air.
Are you saying we've seen a little bit too much of Axel and R-Truth?
Yeah.
Just a little bit?
I mean, I guess they're trying to have this feud going on, but it's just not working when Curtis is kind of boring. R-Truth is actually slightly more entertaining than he is, which is a problem because this guy has the Intercontinental title and he's not very interesting. I'm sorry.
Why are you whispering?
Because I feel bad saying that, but it's true.
And then it comes out.
And then the truth comes out.
Yeah.
The truth on R-Truth comes out.
She's absolutely right.
Well, again,
you know my stance on Curtis Axel.
I know both of your stance on Curtis Axel, and you guys both know my stance. I just need him to have a real feud. This week and a half has not been a real feud with R-Truth. So, and you know, it's funny on Raw when they had Punk and R-Truth versus Ryback and Axel, I was ready for an R-Truth heel turn there. I'm like, this is a great setup for him being upset that he lost on the pay-per-view. Turn on his friend CM Punk, but you know they didn't go that way, and I'm thinking, well, maybe with this match, as Axel gets the clean win, no real cheating, no Heyman interference, it was just like a solid little 10-minute match.
Pretty much ends it.
And when Axel wins cleanly, we got no recap. No backstage interview with R-Truth after he lost. No, like, temper tantrum in the ring or anything. Just nothing. It was just, boop, gone.
I want him to go back heel. R-Truth needs to go back heel.
It's time for him to.
Yes. He needs to go back heel, and I hope they don't do what they attempted to do the first time with the angry black man gimmick, which then gave us Little Jimmy. Because Little Jimmy was born out of a promo where he was talking about little white kids asking him to dance. So that worked out. But now he really needs to turn into a real heel, not any gimmicks around it, and let's just see what he can really do out because
cut the gimmicks.
Yeah, the rapping and the dancing is not working anymore.
Well, and because we know, and again, I mean, I've said it before and I say it again, I'm not the biggest R-Truth supporter, but one thing that he is always good at is making his opponents look good.
Yeah.
And when you're a heel, you get to do that even more so.
Do you think he makes Curtis Axel look good?
Yep, that was my next point.
I thought the pay-per-view match was good. I just wasn't big on this match because it was very similar to the pay-per-view match. But I enjoyed the pay-per-view. I'm like, and I'm going to get some flack on this, I'm sure. I feel like I'm one of the few people that actually did not think the pay-per-view was that bad.
I don't think it was that bad.
A lot of people have been going nuts saying it was like the worst pay-per-view in years.
Worst one of the year.
Worst one of the year, worst one in several years. I thought it was a lot better than Night of Champions.
Well, it was Battleground was it was the first Battleground, so
that doesn't matter. There wasn't a special theme match for it.
It's like they didn't have time really they didn't give you enough time between the pay-per-view, so they kind of like crunched everything together.
No, very short build up. I say if you're gonna do that, forget it, and let's just bring in War Games.
That's what we wanted. We wanted War Games, but we didn't get it.
Yeah.
And we did not get a new Intercontinental champion tonight because Curtis Axel
When are we
won.
going to get a new one? Or make something of this one?
Yeah, because final point, Curtis Axel.
Yep.
What they'll say in many locker rooms across the country is sometimes it doesn't matter if you're in there with a guy like R-Truth and you can't make it interesting.
Yeah. No. I mean, you make a valid point.
Why should they feed him someone even higher up the totem pole if he can't get what he needs to get out of it?
I'm not necessarily saying someone higher on the totem pole. I'm just saying I don't care if it's Bad Jacket Justin. If they build it correctly,
if they build it right, then it will
work.
That's
true. I mean, that's the whole purpose. I mean, the reason at the Battleground pay-per-view that the Rhodes versus Shield match was so good is because we had a story and it built it up and you felt the emotion and the crowd felt the emotion. And I mean, that was far and away the best thing of the pay-per-view. You can do something like that with your mid-card titles if you put the effort into it.
Yeah, you build it right.
So we go. I kind of felt bad for Rome because I think his two least favorite things were back-to-back on SmackDown. Because we go from Curtis Axel to Los Matadores. And Los Matadores tonight took on Los Locales. El Local apparently has a brother who's white and Canadian.
Or is he?
Yeah.
And is a luchador. El Local, a.k.a. Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tattoos that look familiar to me. I wonder why.
I mean, with Ricardo over the last couple months wearing T-shirts, we all see those same tattoos.
Same tattoos.
And the other Local, which Local number 2, or numero dos, who was Tyson Kidd. And it's like, he's back on TV with a mask on.
I don't think we're breaking any big news there.
No. I don't think that was any breaking news whatsoever. I think it was pretty clear as day who that was.
I'm looking going, hey, that's Ricardo's
But there was like a tinge.
Gimmick.
It was a tinge of excitement at the beginning.
Where?
For me.
I'm sorry,
How?
did you say there was a tinge of excitement?
Yes, when you knew it was Tyson Kidd, you're like, oh, cool. He's back, even though he's not really back. It's still cool.
with no entrance or anything.
It's okay. He's getting there. Like they're ready to start bringing him back.
Just to let you know how much their opponent's gimmick sucks. We're sitting here talking about Tyson Kidd and not Los Matadores.
Well, that is actually more interesting that he's in a mask.
Well, I think it's very important that we have a high-driven match between Matadors and two luchadors making their SmackDown debut in Columbus, Ohio.
That might be their last two.
Yeah, well, LO Cal you see once in a while in NXT.
Yeah.
But how about here?
Well, no, not SmackDown. But then I don't know why they kind of. It was almost like a jobber tag team, like a local jobber tag team, but they used their own guys in masks. Mm-hmm. So it was interesting. This match happened. It was another Los Matadores match, which all their matches thus far have been the same. They're doing the same moves at the beginning.
Whatever.
I think it's Epico that takes the heat, makes the hot tag to Primo. Mm-hmm. Then they hit their double Samoan drop thing for the finish on LO Cal 1.
I don't know how Los Matadores is going to keep up the little energy that they give.
El Torito.
I mean,
El Torito.
No, I'm already done.
The little bull.
Like for a while, I was like, all right, let's amp it up, and it's just with the crowd on SmackDown today, they weren't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. It's a shame.
Well, we specifically looked behind them on their pose when they first came into the ring to look at the crowd, and no one was applauding. No one was booing, but no one was applauding.
Yeah, no.
That's the worst thing. If you got silence.
Because it's popcorn break.
Yeah. They got a few at the end, but it's not what they want it to be.
I feel like El Torito's the new boogeyman. In a way.
Don't insult Boogeyman that way. The thing was, they actually went a little heelish toward the end. That was the thing that kind of caught me off guard.
After they won the match, then they kind of stood there and stared at Tyson, or
who's Tyson?
Locale number 2.
Yeah.
And Tyson ran at him. They both ducked, and then El Torito jumped off the top rope and I think he hit a Hurricanrana or something.
Yeah.
And then
a mini.
And then they all went and grabbed him and hit their finisher on it with El Torito jumping on top of it. That looked cool with El Torito jumping on it. But it's just like, why are they hitting their finisher on him? I mean, he was already down. That was the end of it.
We don't have any tri-tag teams, though. That's the problem.
No, because we only have the Shield, the Wyatts, and 3MB.
Yep.
We don't have any trifectas at all.
No trifectas at all.
No. And Santino, Khali, and Hornswoggle.
Now, you know what? Feed them to the Shield. I want to see that.
Feed El Torito to the Shield?
Feed the whole group to the Shield.
Feed El Torito to the Wyatts.
Have Cesaro give El Torito the swing.
He'll give him a swing with one arm.
Yeah.
He'll give it one-handed.
That'd be crazy.
Now, where is he going to land?
In the 10th row.
He's got that padded suit with the built-in abs.
So
you guys both drank.
We both drank at the same time. That was kind of weird.
I was like, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Kaori, that's your cue.
To be like Cesaro this and Cesaro that. Yes, Cesaro.
Yeah, sure will.
He wasn't on today.
Cesaro likes Asian girls. I'm sure of it. Okay, go on.
That's just bad. That's just bad. You're thirsty.
Can someone, if there's anybody that listens to this that has any type of contact to any type of contact to Cesaro,
real contact,
like a serious contact,
not fans.
Please, I'm begging you, even if it's a tout, because those do still exist. I want him to say something
nice.
He can say whatever he wants, whatever is in his heart about. Whether it's opinion on the Asians or opinion on you or whatever.
I speak 3 languages, Cesaro.
That's 2 less than him.
Yeah, I know.
So
it's pretty good.
So it's not impressed.
I know. How sad. Okay.
We then get a nice little segment of, the good stuff that WWE does. They're at a nationwide children's hospital with R-Truth and Natalya visiting sick kids, which is always a good thing, and that's something that WWE does so incredibly well, which then leads into a 6-diva tag match of Brie Bella and the Funkadactyls versus Natty, the return of Caitlyn, who's been gone for months, and Eva Marie.
And don't forget JoJo.
And JoJo was in their corner.
Don't forget JoJo now.
No, I'm not. Well, she didn't do anything this match. She was just in the corner.
Neither did Nikki, so
And Nikki, Nikki was in their Brie's corner as always as well. So, a couple highlights that I wrote down. Natty spanked Brie in this match, which led to the tag to Eva Marie, and that's when that happened.
I'm just going to be quiet about this.
No,
go ahead.
No,
She's
speak.
terrible.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. We say what we like and what we don't like. We're honest. I mean, not everything is great. We're aware of that. We want it to be great, and we praise the things that
Yes,
are.
we
But
do
if there's
want
some
it
things
to be
that we're not
great.
fans of, we want to share our opinions.
I just think Eva Marie has more work to do.
Well, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
I mean,
She should not be on TV. She's not on TV right now because of Total Divas. She should still be in developmental, not even on NXT television yet.
yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm watching because I'm in disbelief that she is on SmackDown right now because she's terrible.
Jackie Gator is somewhere like, oh my God, I can't believe how bad she is. I'm sure.
For people that were watching back in 2003, 2004, they know
Yeah.
exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, Eva Marie. I mean,
She's just not ready.
She just kind of looks lost. Her feet keep going like. I mean, you can't if you're watching, you would see my fingers. They're just kind of like doing a little dance.
Yeah.
Well, even before she does like that cartwheel, she goes, "Oh, let me look," and then
Yeah.
she like slips when she tries to get picked up. She's just
Can we change her ring gear too? That ring gear does not
Oh,
look
yeah.
good on her
Ring
at
gear is not
all.
flattering.
No.
She still got nervous feet.
she borrowed Biggie Langston's outfit and dyed it white.
Wow, you are vicious tonight.
Claws are out.
You know,
You were mean to our truth. You were mean to those Matadores. You're being even meaner than we are to Eva
Yeah.
Marie.
And normally I'm the harsh one.
Yeah, Rome's the harsh one, and I'm usually the smart ass. But you're like taking both spots tonight.
I'm very sweet.
Not today.
No.
Not when it comes to Eva Marie.
No, and
Yeah.
and I mean, and the
She's just not ready.
and the finish. And by the way, Caitlyn, like they said, this is the first time we've seen her in a few
I'm
months.
glad to see her back, but
I'm happy to see her back. I can't tell. Like, is she gaining a lot of muscle mass? I mean, she looks bigger.
think she's
Not like overweight type big
Yeah.
by any means, but like bigger.
Buff. She's buff.
Yeah.
She's a buff chick.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah.
getting buffer.
she
Yeah.
looks jacked.
Yep. She's got the build of a smaller female powerlifter.
And what was she? She was the only one out there that has nothing to do with Total Divas.
Yeah.
Everything else was Total Diva, Total
everybody
Diva,
else
Total
was
Diva, Total Diva, Total Diva. I mean, blah, blah, blah. I can't say it 5 times
Blah, blah.
fast.
Tripped over herself.
Hey, you try saying that 5 times fast.
Total Diva.
There you go. So it's just like, kind of, why is Caitlyn there? I mean, why not even just have JoJo, even if she just stood on the ring like she did on Raw, just have her
Should've did
technically
that.
in the match because it's
Yeah.
Total Divas.
Have her run in.
I'm not complaining that Caitlyn was there. She added something interesting to the match.
I was just happy to see another wrestler in
You know-
the match.
True.
And it was interesting that all of them were faces. That was kind of,
6 Diva tag match, all 6 were faces.
yeah. So it was like, okay, what? All right.
You got to
fine.
keep them relevant until season 2 starts.
Well, until season 2 ends.
Well, ends, yeah.
Yeah, and like to finish with this match, it kind of got a little crazy. There was like Caitlyn speared Naomi, and then some chaos ensued where people were like drop kicking each other out of the ring, and that's where Eva Marie kind of hit a one-legged drop kick because you only connected with one of the feet, and then she was getting thrown out of the ring. I think it was by Brie, and she slipped while going to the ropes.
Yeah.
and then when she got there, I mean,
It was like a magnet.
It's just
or
like
something.
her moves aren't smooth. Like even when she did the drop kick, she stopped and then she got up and then put her legs there. And I was like, oh my goodness, I just can't watch this thing.
and then Naomi reversed a roll up by Caitlyn to get the win over her, and so the Funky Daggles and Brie with the win. And I wanted to see Caitlyn get angry with that, but she like looked upset and then just kind of rolled out of the ring, and that was the end of it. Like I was ready. I'm ready for her to join AJ, even though they had that feud for several months. Now they have a common hate.
Chick busters.
Well, because they're besties.
They become besties again.
I say put them back together.
Why not?
Yeah.
Tamina.
AJ, Caitlyn, and Tamina.
Oh, no.
That is vicious.
That's done.
That's stable.
I would pick Caitlyn and Tamina to win the tag team
And they can
championship.
go. They can go.
All three of them could. All three of them
against
could.
The Lost Matadores.
and go over. They're the female shield if you put those 3 together.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
That's
That'd
the
be
female
great.
shield. Yep.
It's going to happen.
And have them
now.
start coming out on all black. Well, Tamina already dresses up like Diesel.
Yeah.
So,
I would love to see that.
I would too. Renee backstage with Cody Rhodes and Goldust, and they just, quick little promo because we find out tonight that Cody and Goldust are going to be in action.
We both did it. Goldust bite.
One of my favorite things. By the way, Goldust is a rosebud. Goldust follows me on Twitter, so there are you. If you want to join the garden, then be like Goldust and go for it. But so they're talking about because they're taking on Harper.
That was a horrible segue.
That wasn't a segue at all.
That had no means to be in there.
That was no segue in that. That was just me bragging that Goldust follows me on Twitter. That's all it was.
That's all that was.
All right.
There was no. We're gonna get to the iTunes segue in a minute.
You Rosebud.
But I mean, so we find out Goldust and Cody are taking on Luke Harper and Eric Rowan tonight, which is really interesting because the Wyatts haven't lost yet. And Cody and Goldust are on this huge roll. And there's obviously no build-up whatsoever for this match, so it's kind of intriguing. So we got like a little promo kind of hyping that up. And from there, though, we get to Alberto Del Rio versus Damien Sandow. And Sandow was great in this match. As a babyface.
Yeah.
Like, he worked babyface in this match, which I was not at all expecting. And he did a great job with it.
Well, I mean, when you have a heel champion that's as heel as Del Rio,
Sure.
you have to he has to work opposite of that. He can't go in and be because then who are the people going to start getting behind? And it worked because as the match went on, people started getting behind Sandow a lot more than you expected them to.
Yeah, because at first the crowd was kind of confused, and as the match progressed, the cheers for Sandow were getting louder and louder.
Give him a time to tell the story, match progression.
True.
And it happens because
And
they're testing it.
Two guys that can tell a good story are those two right in the ring there.
You have to test it because they don't know what they want to do with Sandow when it comes to that briefcase. So, put him out there, a little litmus test. Find out if, should we go this way with him or should we go this way with him? Let's find out.
Sandow can go either way.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler.
Just so good.
Back like several months ago when he started like doing those things where he was making up songs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if that wasn't babyface, I don't know what is, because that was so good, and they should so bring that back. He did it briefly, and it was just hilarious. Like he would have, I think it was Randy Orton's. Like he was going on a match with Orton, and they played Orton's music, and he made up lyrics to it, making fun of Orton. So good. I want more of that. Make it happen.
Why are you whispering?
Because I felt it was necessary.
All this whispering is making me very uncomfortable.
Why?
I rest my case.
Hey, Rome, let me ask you. Would 5-star rating make you more comfortable?
Oh my gosh, that was terrible already.
Ah, yes.
He didn't even give me a chance to help him finish.
No, I don't need it because you guys keep ruining it. So go to iTunes and give us that 5-star rating and make sure you like, subscribe, tell friends about the wonderful world of AfterBuzz because we do lots of great shows like SmackDown, Raw, Main Event, NXT, Total Divas when it's back on, and pretty much if you watch TV, AfterBuzz probably does that show that you watch.
And they can rate your shirt, too.
They can rate my shirt, which should be 10 stars.
Your pockets are smiley faces.
Yes, they are.
Smiley's going to send you a cease and desist letter.
Hey, Smiley, hope all is going well. But yeah, if you guys please make sure you like and share and tell everyone about all the great AfterBuzz shows. And real quick, before we finish this match, I do just need to touch on something. And the Raw crew kind of touched base on it on Monday, and I just need to kind of finish it up on Friday Night SmackDown here. So the last few weeks, we've been having some fun with the Raw crew, kind of taking fun little jabs at each other, going back and forth. It was all in good fun, all in good old cross-promotion stuff to remind people that we removed the Fridays and for people to try to tune into both shows. Apparently, some people were taking some of the things that we were saying seriously, and it kind of ruined our fun. So we're stopping that now because we were just having half of what Raw was saying about me, I was telling them. I was making fun of myself. And the way I see it, if you can't make fun of yourself, then...
It's quite easy to do when you wear shirts like that.
Look at me for crying out loud. You can make fun of me all day long. But if you can't make fun of yourself, then you can't make fun of anybody, right?
That's
Sure.
Yeah, whatever you say.
You weren't even listening to me.
Nah, not really.
Wow. Thanks.
Just laughing at the fact that someone in the chat room said Eva Marie, a.k.a. Charlie Baltimore, hip-hop references. I love that because she actually kind of does look like
She does now that I think about it.
Charlie Baltimore.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, let's finish up that Sandow match. Nice, cool sequence like heading towards the end where you had the elbow of the stain, the super kick, the backstabber, the flip neck breaker, like all their signature moves were just like in great order. Boom, 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 boom. Looking good. And a real cool ending with the match where Del Rio was trying to roll out of the ring. Sandow kept getting his hand on him. And trying to get some clubs in on him. The ref separated them. Meanwhile, Sandow's knee pad has been lowered from some early in the match, and then Del Rio kicks him in the shin, the same area that he got hurt at during the Battleground pre-show against Ziggler.
Oh, he kicked him in the side of the knee, right?
So, well, it's knee. I'm sorry, not the shin, the knee. But like the same area that he hurt during the Ziggler match. Sold it great. He fell to a knee, and then from there, Del Rio put him in the cross-arm breaker. Sandow taps, and Del Rio victorious. I thought it was a very good match.
Yeah, it was the best match. Well, I'm not going to say best match of the night yet.
We'll
But,
wait.
Yeah.
That's foreshadowing because Khali's up later.
Yeah, I know. And you know how much I love those matches.
I know. and yeah, so Del Rio trying to gain momentum to defend his World Heavyweight title at Hell in a Cell. And then from there, we get to a Good Morning America segment where John Cena appeared, talking about the Susan
Super
G. Komen. Super Cena. No cast, no nothing. He's moving around. Again, 6-month injury. He looks like he's ready to go in 6 weeks.
This is the equivalent of
Interesting.
Kobe jogging in June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Kobe, who pulled his Achilles and was jogging like 2 months later.
That's what this is.
A little suspect.
Just
Yeah.
not human. I mean, that's
He's not human.
No, he's not. He's John Cena.
He's a superstar.
He's I don't want to say the hardest working guy in the company, but he's the hardest working guy in the company.
Yeah. I mean, he's a company guy.
Yeah. He lives and
You gotta
breathes
give him
it.
props for that.
Yeah. He does.
You gotta respect that. Anybody that can put his body through as much as he's put it through, deal with as much from the fans on both sides that he's dealt with, and still put on all those good matches through injuries and still was able to build. Yeah, that you gotta take your hat off to that guy.
I mean, I'm really hoping, and obviously we'll get more into this when a couple weeks down the road when we do like the predictions and everything, and I finally win my title back. But
I win the title.
it's not gonna happen.
Comes back to the OG holder.
You're the OG.
It's true.
You are the original gangster.
I am.
Kaori, the original gangster.
Don't look
weird.
puzzled.
The original gang, the OG is the small Asian girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
With that says that.
That's her call to the wild.
Yeah.
Yay!
She's okay.
Works.
Like,
Works.
I want to see Del Rio put the cross-arm breaker on Cena's injured arm and see what happens if Cena. I want Cena to tap immediately because to try to save his injury. Obviously, this is just me.
Just you dreaming.
Just me dreaming.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be interesting.
When will Cena ever tap?
Then.
I think he'll just rip.
Or he'll just lift him up with that one injured arm, which is probably what will happen.
Actually, yeah.
It's probable. I don't think it's probable.
He's lifting him. I can just hear Michael Cole right now in my head.
And then I loved if we had a camera in the screening room to film our reaction to this, it would have been great. Primetime Players music hits. They come out. We're all like, yeah, Primetime Player. And in the midst of that, slowly the great Khali walks behind and we're like, yeah, they're teaming him with him.
It's gonna go bad.
It's like, what do they do? Why?
I felt bad.
And then Khali tried to do the millions of dollars dance with the Primetime Players.
Knock poor Darren 5 feet away.
And give Darren credit for the improv.
Yeah.
Because Darren then suddenly acted like Khali threw him down the ramp.
Yeah.
It was great.
I thought that was hilarious. So we have the Primetime Players and the great Khali taking on 3MB.
And we immediately said, well, we know who's winning.
3MB, right?
That's not what we said.
But they can continue a winning streak. They actually won on main event this week.
That's not a streak.
I think they won a
Well, they
lot
could
on
start
main
a
event
streak.
back in the day.
I don't remember the last time they won a match.
Well, I don't remember either anymore. I don't like them. Done.
Wow.
I'm a hater today.
Seriously.
Heath Slater. You gave me Heath Slater.
Kaori drank the haterade.
Who else did you give me today that I didn't like? There was someone in the Divas
we
match.
know
You gave me
Heath
Eva
Slater.
Marie.
We gave Eva Marie.
Yes.
We gave her Los Matadores.
Matadores.
You don't like
Matadores.
Axel or R-Truth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was...
You don't like anyone. Just kind of
Just give us locales.
See, I do like R-Truth. I just don't like what he's doing.
Yeah, you just don't like the gimmick.
no.
So.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm so tired of that gimmick.
He's been rapping the same song for 8 years.
Yeah, and he did it in another company.
Maybe he can rap millions of dollars.
Did he rap
not so
millions of
much.
dollars? No,
Millions of dollars, yo.
Can you do that? Is there any way we can save that soundbite? Anyone watching or listening, please get me that soundbite so we can use that for future shows.
That was the whitest thing I've ever heard you do.
And she's Asian. And that's whiter than me.
Yeah.
And I'm as white as whiteout. So
That was the whitest thing I've ever heard from Kaori.
I did that.
that was fascinating.
I know I do things sometimes that
That's like
fascinate
Nat
people.
Geo fascinating.
What's in that cup?
Secret.
Anyway,
Drink some
this
coffee
was
juice.
I thought it was kind of interesting. This was our second six-man tag, or person tag match of the night, because we had a Six-Diva tag match earlier.
This is a sign
then we
that
got this one.
The creative team was just like, nah.
We had 2 6-person tag matches, and neither of them involved the Shield
Yeah.
or the whole Wyatt family. Interesting.
And one of those 2 parties was there.
Yeah.
But we will get to that. in
We'll
a
get to
little
that
bit.
momentarily. Titus O'Neil beat the crap out of Heath Slater and then tagged in Khali to give him a chop. And Khali and Pregnant Players get the win. And then Pregnant Players again tried to make Khali do the millions of dollars dance.
It was endearing that they were trying to help him out and dance with them. And Khali was like, I'm trying, but I can't do it. Khali, man. I just feel for him every time he moves. Like,
He looks like he's laboring as
yeah,
he
he
walks.
really does.
But I think he's
And
fine.
he's been on TV a lot the last few weeks.
Yes, he's gotten a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you got a guy that's 7 foot, whatever
Oh, yeah.
it is that he is, you got to use him.
And they really don't have, I mean, as far as what we've seen in NXT, they don't really have many, like, big men. Like, the biggest guy, I think, is Colin Cassidy, but he's like a skinny 7-footer. And I don't think he might be like 6'10".
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously, he's still huge.
Yeah.
But there's no giants that they have
no
down there really
Khali,
right now.
no.
He's like Khali and Big Show.
Yeah, wrestling changed.
And Kane and all that, yeah. So, yeah, it's like wrestlers getting
We're
shorter.
not the land of the giants anymore.
Wrestlers are getting
Smaller,
shorter.
Well, they are.
Athletic.
Yeah.
They're more athletic. They're smaller. They can do moves.
Daniel Bryan.
You know, that's how it is. Daniel Bryan he's dreaming of 6 feet tall.
Not anymore.
Doesn't take anything away from him. He's a great wrestler, but he's like,
dreaming of
he's
6 feet
dreaming
tall.
of 6 feet. He's like 5'9" is looking at him like. I mean, no knocks against
Such
him.
hate on that side of the table tonight.
I'm not knocking it. I'm showing how wrestling has changed. In 1990, in 2000, you wouldn't have a guy like Daniel Bryan getting over like he is now. You wouldn't even have a CM Punk.
2005, you wouldn't.
Yeah. See?
When did Punk debut in ECW?
In ECW, I think 06.
06?
Yeah.
And there they were just kind of like, just
They're just like,
whatever,
just throw him
he's
out
there.
It's ECW. Let's just put him out there and see what
So it
happens.
really didn't start like that till like 2008, 2009.
I mean, you
is
got to
where
credit.
it kind of started.
You got to credit guys like Jericho. You got to credit
Jericho,
guys
Michaels,
like,
Mysterio.
Even the name that won't be spoken, Chris Benoit, you have to credit him as well. Yep, I said it. I don't care.
It was said.
But yeah, guys like that, they pushed us forward. Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, there's another one. Dean Malenko.
Yep.
Main event time. Goldust and Cody versus the Wyatts. This was so good.
Yeah, I'm like,
so good.
Your energy dropped right there. I didn't know
Because it was getting ready for the Wyatts, and I just get mellow and always get in the mood for the Wyatts because they're so awesome. All 3 of them are awesome.
mellow people in California.
They kind of had a new intro.
I loved it. Like, they didn't do, and I think I said this a few weeks ago, I don't want them to keep just doing the quick little like drop of the Titantron and like them saying we're here. Because all right, you've already debuted. We know you're here.
Yeah, you've been here.
But I wanted them to still do something, and all of a sudden tonight, they just appear on the Titantron and just like cut a quick little promo, ending it with "We're here."
Yep.
And I liked it. I mean, it
was good. It was different.
It was very different, and I love the beginning. Goldust and Eric Rowan having a stare down with Rowan still wearing the mask. By the way, why is that not pink? Why is the sheep mask not pink?
I don't think cancer exists where the Wyatts come from.
The Shield and the Wyatts are the only ones who are exempt from wearing pink this month.
The Shield is just too badass for cancer.
But see, I think it'd be hilarious if the lamb mask was white.
Well, yeah, if the lamb mask was white.
Or pink.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like,
Pink.
what?
Where did you come from? The black sheep there?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right. But yeah, it would be hilarious if it was pink.
But obviously that wouldn't help the Wyatts at all. But they would sell a ton of them.
Yeah, they would.
They would sell a ton of them. But yeah, a nice stare down between one bizarre guy and another bizarre guy, with Goldust doing his little chest rub, and then uppercutting the mask off of Rowan.
I love Goldust characters so much.
Like I said, one of my all-time favorite characters, and a rosebud. Yeah, I had to.
Okay.
I had to.
I understand. I would be.
You look like you're not mad, but you're disappointed.
I would be a rosebud too. But something's more important here. That's me. Think of a name for me.
We still don't have a name for Kaori's fans, because now that I started one, everyone is getting one.
I heard a good one for me was the Corporation.
Which so far is the best one I've heard.
It's been the best one so far.
The Corporation.
Yeah, I got the Roman Army and
the Rosebuds. Josh is trying to do the Showtime Superstars on Raw, which just does not have a good ring to it.
It's a lot. This is like the name of 2 old school WWE shows.
Kind of. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
WWE Superstars.
But this tag match, very entertaining, very back and forth. Like we said, Goldust can make anyone look good.
Yeah.
And he made Eric Rowan look like a main eventer tonight. Because Eric Rowan, I mean, I've said on here, he's the one I was a little worried about because he's still a little green.
Yep.
But he looked like $1 million tonight. He stepped up because this is his first televised main event, and they delivered, and just great match. And nice segue at the end sequence. I'm mixing all my words up tonight.
Sequence.
Rosebud.
Rosebuds. Just rosebuds. Just rosebuds. Just rosebuds. Corey got us McDonald's to begin, and I think my mind is
it's
just.
my fault.
I'm blaming Corey for it. I have McNuggets on the mind.
Mind-numbing poison in your
McNuggets on the mind.
This small woman brings us McNuggets,
and it was delicious.
Ate them like champs.
Yeah, and they were delicious.
But I mean, hot tag with Cody, springboard missile dropkick into the disaster kick, and then he flew on the outside with a cross body. But then Harper runs at him with a huge boot and throws him in the ring. Harper then runs into Goldust, delivers his discus clothesline, and then Cody rolls him up. Mm-hmm. And Cody and Goldust defeat the Wyatts. The Wyatts lose the first time on WWE TV.
First loss. In a main event, which was great, with absolutely no buildup. Yeah. Yeah. I knew something had to give. You got the Wyatts. And
I was thinking Shield was going to run out and just cause a DQ.
Yeah. I was hoping something like that would happen, but I'm not at all upset with how it rolled out. Yeah. Because, I mean, obviously the Wyatts are going to, they're going to take some time to get seasoned to be able to be where we want them to be.
And to lose, it's good that they lost to the Rhodes.
To a team that's really rising up. Because, I mean, it makes perfect sense for Hell in a Cell to have Cody and Goldust get a tag title shot now.
Dustin's a ring general, so just let it go.
Cody is too.
Yeah.
I mean, they both are ring. I mean, the last few Royal Rumbles, Cody's been in like the longest each of the last few years because he just controls the thing.
Well, the Rumble's different, but when you're talking about straight leading someone through a match.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah. Cody, I know, can do it. I've seen him do it. He's really good at it. But it's because I've been watching Dustin do it for so long as Goldust. When I first saw him and when he was in WCW years ago, I mean, he had it then, obviously. Right. I mean, they look at the pedigree.
Yeah. They got a pretty good pedigree there. Do you think we could figure out a way to have this somehow result in Goldust wrestling Cody at WrestleMania?
I very much hope so.
I want that to happen still.
I think you and everyone else does.
I think that'd be so great.
Yeah.
You know, and we were talking about WrestleMania a lot during SmackDown for some reason. You even tweeted out trying to ask people like what their favorite WrestleMania matches were.
Yeah.
Did you get any responses?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a few. Yeah, most.
Would you like to share them?
Well, I mean, you know, then I'd have to go into Twitter.
I see how it is. I see how it is with your English accent.
Yeah, there were. Let's see,
Dusty Rhodes with an English accent.
That's a trip.
There were a lot of.
That was the McNuggets talking.
Yeah, see, and now I can't even remember the consensus on number one. I know there was a lot of Brett and Stone Cold was number one.
Of course.
A lot of people. Mostly, if you ask people their top five, you're gonna get
They're gonna get the same ones.
You're gonna get Macho and Steamboat.
You're gonna get Brett Austin. You're gonna get Brett Michaels.
Yeah.
You're gonna get Michaels Taker.
Yeah.
I would expect more Hogan Rock.
Yeah. I didn't even put them in my top three, and that hurt. I really wanted to because everybody knows I'm a gigantic fan of The Rock, but I couldn't. My top three, and I'll give them to you, were WrestleMania 10, Shawn versus Razor, ladder match. WrestleMania 3, Steamboat Macho, and Brett and Stone Cold, Brett and Austin. That was my top three. And right behind it is Stone Cold and Rock.
Oh, Stone Cold
Hogan
Rock.
and Rock. Shawn and Taker. All of that's right there. And it was like I wanted to make it a top 10, but Twitter doesn't allow you to go past 140 characters.
It does not. But you know what? If you leave us comments on the YouTube, you can tell us, just out of curiosity, what are your top three WrestleMania matches, and we can talk about them maybe next week.
Yep. Got another one just came in.
Fresh on the Twitter.
This guy gave Hogan and Ultimate Warrior number one. I'm not mad at him.
Where's the gimmick battle royal on that list?
Man, hold on. It may take a while. Go ahead, finish the show.
Well, I was saying, maybe like next week we can kind of talk about it a little more. And also, let us know, do you think that this could lead to Goldust and Cody at WrestleMania? Somehow one of them turn heel eventually. Well, because I think that would be cool. I think it'd be what's best for business. And, I think it'd be cool to see what everyone else thinks about it. But in the meantime, what do you guys think was match of the night? And then we'll wrap this up.
Can I say none? Okay.
Wow! You know what? No, we're going to leave you with saying none, because that just sums up the hate that you had this week. You were so angry this week.
I'm not angry.
So vicious.
It wasn't a very good episode.
Why'd you whisper again?
I feel bad when I say bad things.
But it's true. It wasn't that.
We really only had like 2 real matches. I guess technically 3 because we did have a title match.
Yeah. You got the WWE creative team working pay-per-view after pay-per-view after pay-per-view.
They're doing so much.
They got so much
all the pay-per-views, then Raw, Superstars, Main Event, SmackDown.
You can't blame them for saying, you know what, just throw something together, throw all the divas out there. We don't care.
I just couldn't believe how many people they gave the night off to. Oh, well, you know what? Now that I think about it, aren't they touring Saudi Arabia?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. That's
so all of them are out there.
It doesn't mean it's okay to have a lackluster show, but whatever.
No, but obviously they need to have. And we Punk and Ryback, they were probably overseas too.
Yeah, they're overseas.
So I didn't even think I mentioned them in that list earlier.
The best of the night was the very beginning when Vickie almost got kissed by Del Rio. That was my highlight.
That was your favorite part of the night?
Yeah.
Well, Vickie did great this week.
That was the best part.
We would have played her music at the beginning if she has music.
Vickie MVP
we
for the night.
Excuse me over and over again.
No, please don't.
Okay.
No, please don't.
No.
Please don't. Sandow, Del Rio.
I'm gonna go with the Wyatts. I'm gonna go Wyatts.
Of course you're gonna go with the Wyatts.
No, I mean the Sandow Del Rio match was great, but I really enjoyed the Wyatts and Cody and Goldust.
I'm going with Sandow just because I think it was a litmus test to find out what they can do when he cashes in.
Yeah, and
I want to see it.
Oh, I want to see it too. Do we want to see it on pay-per-view or do we want to see it on TV?
Oh no, I want to see that cash in on pay-per-view.
Okay.
But I got a feeling it's coming on the
because I think the last couple years we've had one of the Money in Banks cashed on TV.
I think this one may be a TV one. I'm not sure because they already did the big one.
Yep, then they did that at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but did they devalue it by having the title vacant for so long now?
A little bit. Well, we shall see how that transpires, and we shall see what happens as we go into the next week of wonderful wrestling programs. But in the meantime, Rome, how can people reach out to you?
Rome the Ruler on Twitter, as always. Join the Roman army.
And plug you got a match next week, don't you?
Which I got a bunch of matches.
You got a bunch of matches.
I got
plug them.
I got 2 on the 19th, one in Huntington Park at the Pappy Dome, and then one in Simi Valley. That's the main event with me and Seth Skyfire, a.k.a. Steven Atkins. I don't know which personality he's going to bring. We'll find out.
You're going to take them both on.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Handicap match.
Just
bring it.
Hold up the mirror to him, show him who he really is.
And I think did you recently hire me as your personal commentator for that show as well?
Of course I did.
Yeah. Can't wait for that.
He's not going to commentate any other shows.
I'm only commentating his match.
Just mine.
Just don't let. So, are you a Rosebud?
Am I a Rosebud?
Or are you part of the Roman Empire? What is it? Which one is it?
You're talking to JJ Steele right now.
Corey, how can people reach out to you?
You can find me at KAORIOUS, Kaorius.
All right, and you could follow me and join the garden at CRosieVOC. If you're in the Hollywood area, I actually have a show at iOS, the Improv Olympic, this Sunday night at 10:30. You could pre-order your tickets at west.ioimprov.com. It's actually a reunion show. I'm getting together with some guys that I used to perform with. It's our first time all together in about 2 years, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And like Rome said, in next Saturday, I'll be over there with him at Millennium Pro Wrestling. Calling the action there. So thank you all so much for tuning in. For Core, Takee, and Rome Moore, I'm Christian Rosenberg. See you next week, and think of a name for Kaori's fans.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.